provide an adequate statutory service in that their location would not be easily accessible by residents from other parts of the city, thereby disproportionately affecting residents not living in the locality of a council and library. Additionally, in areas like Allestree, Darley and Chellaston that have higher populations of elderly residents, many of whom see our libraries as somewhere to meet and socialise, any potential removal of a local library would remove this vital benefit, adding to the levels of loneliness and isolation in the city, something which I understand this authority is serious about tackling. With reference to a presumption in favour of openness, it is clear this proposal was motivated by money, in that the service is being altered to fit a budget rather than have a service that's fulfilled by a statutory requirement. Is it not strange that even with the addition of Mickleover Library to the list of council-run libraries, the figures have remained unchanged? How on earth can that be? To that end, no other conclusion can be drawn than this decision was based purely on a financial cost basis. In addition, we have unrealistic timetables coupled with the fact the detailed package of further information apparently held by officers has not been readily available to those expressing an interest in running a CML, as they, the officers, have failed to attend public meetings surrounding this matter. And to add insult to injury, as has been referred to earlier, the recent email from a head of legal services basically forbidding members' involvement in this process basically sums up the level of openness during this process. And if more proof were needed, I draw your attention to point 11.2 of the Council Cabinet report on the 12th of July that states, continuing to deliver the service in its current format is not an option, given the scale of budget challenge the Council continues to face. This clearly shows true determination in the decision process, and this, along with the other points I've raised, are on their own grounds to reassess this ill-judged and poorly planned decision. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. I echo everything that my colleague has just said. I want to also bring out on the clarities of aims and outcomes. These proposals do not provide any real detail in terms of lease agreements or responsibilities of the groups wanting to manage the libraries. Little detail of who is responsible for what works, the maintenance schedule for each library. The council needs to assess the buildings. They've not done so. What are people actually taking on? Also, if you look, Mackworth is only 5 years old, Spondon is 40 years old. One will need considerably more maintenance than the other. Where are the figures as to how much each library costs? We have asked for those figures, but none have been given. So there's a pot of money, £175,000. How will that be split? There's nothing to say it's all going to be even at £17,500 each. Some libraries could get more. Is that a political decision as well? Which I'm not sure that's clear in the outcomes and aims. So some will be given more than others. How are these service agreements cost? Nothing has been out there and there's no detail on the service cost. So how can there be any clarity? The package of information that is being held back, why not release it? And I don't understand how Cabinet can make a decision on this. The other point I'd like to raise is on point F, which is a record of what options were considered and given the reasons for the decision. Officers put forward option B+. This was not even consulted on. No consideration given to not increasing opening hours at other libraries, as you know, to keep more libraries open. Also, did not consult to keep the library for the same as it is currently. What will happen if no group comes forward to run a library? All we are told is you will look at other options. What are those other options? Are the other options actually closure? No documents on options other than these four have come forward. On this occasion, I'm inclined to agree with the Derby North MP, who has stated that you've not looked at all of the options. One final thing I'd like to put in is on the risks and challenges. In regards to staff redundancies, what risk is there of Unison going to war with the council again, as after all, staff are being replaced with volunteers? Thank you, Chair.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I just want to first raise concerns with regards to Principal B, which is due to consultation and taking up professional advice from officers. I feel that the consultation into the library review was clearly inadequate. The public of Derby was given just 4 options, and these 4 options were to show some drastic changes to how our libraries will be managed. Not only this, the Cabinet was also told the public its preferred option, which was option B. This to me clearly demonstrated a predetermined selection before it even went out to consultation. Because of the options clearly laid out to the public, it was forcing them to select option B for the library consultation. The results do not lie, option B was chosen by the public and it was to be the preferred option. However, there was one significant 5th option that was omitted from this consultation, and one that I think clearly breached Principle B, and that was an option of no change. If this option was put into the consultation, along with the 4 other options, there is no doubt in my mind that no change would have been selected. This is because the public do not want to see any library changes to the measures that this Cabinet has proposed. The citizens of Derby who did take part in the consultation were forcibly pressured to select option B because it was the only remote alternative the public could select. Furthermore, after months of delayed consideration of the consultation in Cabinet report papers, we finally come to the conclusion of option B+, which wasn't even consulted on in the first place. This made the 4 original options a complete waste of time and clearly shows that the consultation was flawed and that it was not a genuine, honest bid to consult with the public. As Councillor Ingram mentioned, Mickleover Library was apparently saved under option B+, by halving the increased opening hours of the retained libraries. So why then was this not put in the consultation? Why was there no consideration given to simply retaining the existing retained libraries, providing the opportunity to preserve one or more of the other libraries, which will be removed from the library service statutory provision for the city? In respect to Principle F of the calling, I have some relevant issues that do not appear to have been taken into consideration. I want to raise the real concerns over the delivery of this model, as the timeframes are so impractical that I can't even see CMLs being delivered past the first hurdle. The Cabinet is expecting expressions of interest within a month by midday on the 29th of August, and a more detailed business plan being completed in less than 2 months after that on the 23rd of October. How can you tell me that there will be willing volunteers to mobilise or complete all the paperwork, work out a strategy and deliver within the first 3 months? It can't. It requires much more time than just 3 months, as every aspect of each library will need to be scrutinised. We must remember all our libraries are unique in one way or another, and each library will need special attention. Getting 10 completed expressions of interest and detailed plans within 3 months is totally unrealistic with the level of council resources available. In my eyes, I can only see this being set up to fail, and if you rush through the proposed delivery timescales, you will be extremely lucky to get half of the amount of the libraries to be proposed to CML. If the scenario arises, then the Cabinet are leaving themselves open to going back on their words, and A, they'll either have to close libraries that can't be converted to a CML, or B, revert to being run by the local authority, which then fails to meet the administration's targets of savings it wants to make. I would like to thank you for your time. I hope the points I've raised have given you enough points to consider to prove that the library review is completely flawed in terms of Principle B due to consultation and Principle F in respect of other relevant issues which have not been taken into account. Thank you.
If I was to give an example of, I can consult on the removal of Councillor Stampton's rather fetching facial furniture and say, I'll remove it with A, a pair of scissors, B, some shears and A hedge trimmer, I think, that's what we need on that one. It will be removed despite him wanting it gone or not. The actual fact is, the public were not given the option to keep things as they are, despite legal process saying otherwise. And I think what has not been offered up this evening is actually the big human cost in all of this, should this go ahead. we have potentially the loss of 41 library staff whose knowledge and experience can never be replaced, unlike buildings and books, etc. I don't feel that a reduction from 17 libraries to 5, which is something like a 70% reduction, actually gives Derby a provision that both it deserves and needs, and I wouldn't say it would fulfil the statutory need. What we have this evening is a chance for all members who can help alter this decision to help change it. Despite some who are talking and not listening while I'm talking in such an important meeting, I think it would be incumbent on all who can help change it to take the time and ask the Cabinet to think again on this matter. The call-in is the thing that is within our armoury to help cause this decision-making process. But I think this decision needs to come out of lines in legal text and political dogma. It needs to be what people of Derby want and need and should have. I would hope everyone would vote with their conscience tonight and not with any applied party whip. Thank you very much.